How do you have a successful mindset? That's the most important thing that any entrepreneur, anybody that's serious about their goals, serious about reaching the next level, that's the most important question they can ask themselves. And that's what we're going to talk about today on the League of Hustlers. I'm your co-host HT,
I'm CD Barnes.
and this is League of Hustlers. All right. So let's jump right into how to have a successful mindset. Everything starts with a vision. Everything starts with a goal. Where are you going? What's the destination that you're trying to reach? What's the end goal? What's your purpose, right? Where are you trying to go? Everything starts with a vision, right? And where does the vision start? It starts in your mind. Okay? Your mindset is the foundation of everything. If you don't believe that you can do it, how can you achieve it, right? Um, CD, what what do you think, right? How important is mind state and mindset, especially in terms
Yeah, mindset is everything when it comes to accomplishing your goals, entrepreneurial goals, relationship goals, any goals, really doesn't even matter. But if you're talking about being successful in any component of your life, your mindset is key. And the way you establish that particular mindset is by clearly laying out your vision. You need absolute clarity for your
for
vision.
sure?
You need to know exactly what success looks like for you. Define that goal, which is the first pillar in the Dream Stream strategy, which is defining that vision. We look at it from an entrepreneurial standpoint in the Dream Stream strategy. However, in general, successful mindset, you need to have clarity of vision, knowing exactly what success looks like for you. From there,
Yeah,
you can then ask yourself, who do you need to be, or who do you see yourself being with that vision being true in the present moment? Who am I in that moment? What type of mindset do I have in that moment? How do I feel in that moment? What types of thoughts? Who am I being in that moment? And that is the mindset that you need to take on.
right. And just to back up a little bit, so you mentioned the Dream Stream strategy. For any new watchers of the channel, we released a book, we released a course, workbook, all in one. It's called the Dream Stream strategy, right? And let me pull it up real quick. The Dream Stream strategy teaches you how to create, master, and maintain multiple streams of income. If you've been rocking with us for a while, you would know that this is a game changer, right? And thanks and big shout outs to everyone who's gotten the book and everyone who's gotten the full course and the workbook, the digital workbook. Um, the first step, as CD was saying, is create. Right, that's the first phase of it. Right, creating, creating. Creation starts with what? A vision. Right. So in the whole process, the first step is to visualize success, and that's what we're talking about. And in the Dream Stream strategy, we have a worksheet that's called the Big Vision Planner, as well as the Day in the Life Planner. Okay. And that's what he's talking about. Okay. Just wanted to throw that in there. But with that first step, right? The first phase is the create phase, and that first step is to visualize success. This is how you can become successful with your mindset. This is how you have to start. Okay. Understand that success varies, and you define your own success. Okay. And start with visualizing success. And that's why we created these worksheets. That's why we talk about it in the book. I have it around here somewhere. But it's so critical and it's so important. Anything to add, bro?
Um, no, I think that's it, man. If there's a step two, though, the next part is discipline.
Uh-huh.
Um, Once you establish the mindset that you need to have, once you can clearly identify that, it's not enough to just identify it. Now you have to actually get to that point mentally and not just get there one time. You're going to have to stay there. And you're going to have to be aware enough to know that you've moved away from that mentality or that idea. and then revert back to it. So just having that, it's like um, dieting or anything like that. It's like something that you have to keep present in your mind. Each day you have to renew and get back to this way of thinking because it's obviously not what you're on right now. So it's something that you have to constantly renew, bring yourself back to, and having that discipline to keep doing that.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, right? That is the next step. It is that discipline, and if without discipline, how can you achieve any of your goals? How can you achieve that vision? And one thing I ran across a video. I can't remember who it was, but one thing that I think a lot of us deal with is procrastination, right? And discipline will help you overcome procrastination, right? But the key point that I grabbed out of that video, was that what essentially procrastination comes from is a fear or an unknown, right, of what the outcome will be, right? So either you're not thinking about the outcome or you're fearing the present work, right, that it entails, right? So to bring it home and make it make sense, like the fear of going to the gym and experiencing the pain of a workout, right? You may have an end goal to lose weight, but fear of having to endure that pain that you know you're gonna feel while you're working out, right? The exhaustion, the tiredness, the fatigue, the muscle aches, and things like that, right? So on one hand, procrastination is coming from that fear of the current pain that you're going to feel while you're doing the work, right? Or right, procrastination will come from the unknown, right? And the unknown is the end goal, which is why it's important to have a vision, to have a clear vision of what the end goal will look like, right? And so the video, the speaker was saying to focus on that vision, right? Clarify that vision and focus on that vision. Yeah, it's gonna be painful, right? Yeah, you're gonna run across things that you've never experienced before. Yes, you're going to have to figure things out. Yes, you're gonna have short-term pain, right? But don't focus on that. Focus on that, which is why we created the spreadsheets inside of the Dream Stream strategy, right? To help you focus on that end goal, focus on success, focus on your vision, right? What is it in the life of your perfect life look like, right? What does what does your bank account look like, right? What does your house look like? What does your how does it feel to drive in that car? How does it feel to take your family on vacations? And how does it feel to do all of the things that are in your end vision, right? So focus on those things, right? Use that discipline the CD was just talking about to help you stay focused on that vision, right? Don't think about the fear of what will happen, right, in that, those short-term pain points, but it's very, very, very important to focus on that vision, right? And stay focused on that vision. That's what having a successful mind state will help you do, right? That's why you have to lay that ground. Anything else, bro?
Nah, I think that's it, man.
Yeah, man. So stay locked in with us, folks. I know it's been a while, but we are back at it. So make sure you pick up, check out the Dream Stream strategy. Okay. Again, it teaches you how to create, master, and maintain multiple sources of income, right? Step by step guide. It's on Amazon. We'll leave a link in the description. But that's it for now. All right. Let's get it. Let's go. Follow for more.